Hi, I'm Libby7, Town Manager. Welcome to What's Going On in Town Government. Our visitors might be interested to know that we have a very active town government. You won't see a lot of it in your stay, but it's quite active for our residents. You know we have an active town government, and I try to let you know what's going on and where you can get more information. We are meeting every other week, well, twice a month in the summer, Board of Selectmen. We had a meeting last night. We had a very nice tribute for our dear friend Whitey, who passed away a couple of weeks ago. And if you see the meeting, we have a nice setup for his chair. Did you see it?
I'm not yet, no.
It's really sweet. And all the board members all said a little something about him. It was nice. We had a couple of announcements. There's a Coastal Management Plan Work Group Public Forum on Monday the 30th. We have a FEMA hearing, Federal Emergency Management Agency hearing on Thursday, August 30th. Hi, Peter. From 5:30 to 7:30 at the Public Safety Facility. This is a meeting about revised flood zone maps that may or may not have an impact on your homeowner's insurance. You might want to go. More information will be on the town website. There's also a tick symposium, tick-borne disease ticks symposium on this Saturday at Fort Fairgrounds Road at 10 o'clock. Lots of different interesting speakers there. We also had an update about the triathlon from last weekend from the chief, and there's a dog fight going on behind you. I'll try not to watch. We also had some citizen and departmental requests, varying items, pretty minor. Several real estate matters, some public hearings, a couple real estate related public hearings. We had amended our commercial shellfish regs for increasing the what's it called? What you can
quota?
Take in for quota, I guess it's called, for quahog, shellfisher people. We had a sanitary sewer policy issue. And then under Town Manager's report, we had our health insurance consultant here. He was discussing migration from, we have two health insurance plans, migration during the open enrollment period earlier this summer, from one plan to another, which we're trying to encourage from the expensive plan to the less expensive plan. So he talked a bit about that. And gave
what's the benefit of?
What's cheaper?
Cheaper for the town.
For the town and
so
the
new
subscriber.
Employees don't get the old.
The new employees have a choice. We encourage them to go to the less expensive plan, which is very similar coverage.
You mean it's less expensive for them too?
Yes,
it
is. Much less expensive.
Oh, I see.
There is we have had to make some changes in the lesser plan and the other plan. It's too complicated to go into detail here, but that's what we encourage. So we were hearing about that.
Well, doesn't that, just so that people understand, I mean, health care costs the town a lot of money.
A lot of money, $8-9 million a year.
Okay, I thought it was maybe more than that.
No, that's about what it is.
All right.
But we're working hard to try to reduce costs for the employee as well as the town. Traffic safety had a couple of recommendations. One of them was to eliminate parking on the west side of Walsh Street from Easton to Swain. That will be happening very shortly. And they decided not to hold a public hearing to consider whether or not to make Wynn Street one way between Milk Street and Vestal. That was a suggestion from traffic safety that they consider holding a public hearing. They said no. We talked about a special town meeting. We're having a special town meeting on October 22nd, primarily for some airport budgetary issues, but I'm sure we'll have some other items on there as well. More to follow on that. And we talked about the police department was looking for some input on the adoption of a policy regarding shark sightings at lifeguarded beaches. So we talked about that a bit. We'll post the protocol. It's more of a kind of a protocol, really, not so much of a policy.
Well, not that they're seeing any.
Well, they've seen what, to the untrained eye, might appear to be more of a threat than it is in the terms of a shark. And upon further review and looking at the differences between sunfish, basking sharks, and other sharks, they're more able to tell the difference. So if there's a sunfish in the water, we're not going to close down the beach. If there's something that looks like a great white shark, the beach will be closed for a period of time to determine if that's what it really is. short durations, hopefully, these things, between an hour to two at the most, hopefully. And in all likelihood, this is going to be extraordinarily rare if that type of shark was really, you know.
Yeah, well, they are around.
They are around.
We saw them on TV.
Our understanding is they don't generally, maybe, I think I'm saying this right, come that close to shore.
Right.
And if there's seals in the area, there might be a little bit more likelihood. But seals, I'm talking about like a lot of seals, not one or two probably. And they pop up, seals, from time to time along the South Shore. We all know that. We don't have to all get out of the water because there's a seal there. Just use caution, that's all. So that was about it.
Well, okay, a lot of people are asking about what's going to happen now that the seat is vacant.
Oh yes, okay. I think the board will probably discuss that at their next meeting on August 8th. They felt it was a little bit too soon to have that discussion last night. The board may call a special election. The board is the only group that can call one absent a citizen petition within a certain period of time, which would not be right now. Or not. The seat is vacant until April, and I've heard a lot of talk about, not necessarily from the board, but just around, why don't they just leave it? It's a hassle to have a special election, and there's some expense involved. And other people feel we need a 5-member board, and there's a bit of time between now and next April, so we should just go ahead and fill it. So they're going to have this discussion on the 8th.
All right, that makes sense.
It cannot be appointed. I've heard a couple of people ask, can the board appoint a selectman? No, they cannot. State law will not allow that. It's got to be an election.
If there was an election, would we be looking at November?
Well, I'm sure the town clerk will want to look at that so as to combine it with the national election.
Right.
It's solely up to the board, though.
Yeah.
Whatever they say is what we do.
I see.
So that's that.
Okay.
Anything else? We're crazy busy in town administration. We've got a lot of work groups going, a lot of projects going, and we just got 2 reports in. One of them I think is already posted on the website. It's a financial management review from the Department of Revenue, and the Attorney General's report about the airport procurement practices just came in yesterday. That'll get posted on the website also. If people are dying for a copy of it and they don't see it there, they can call our office, 508-228-7255. So that's all going to take some additional meetings to go through and look at and examine and time and all that. So lots going on.
Okay.
There's a community, we don't have a meeting next week, August 1st. The next board meeting is the 8th. So Gino, we'll decide if we're going to do the show next week or not. But on August 8th, Tuesday, August 8th, I'll give a plug for the Nantucket Community Association. They have an annual forum with the board and town administration. We all talk about a particular topic for about 5 minutes and then open it up for questions. So if people are interested in that, it's at 9:30 on the 7th, August 7th at the Athenaeum in the Great Hall upstairs. Okay, so that's about it. Thanks very much. See you next time.